and look at yourself from an objective point of view and appreciate yourself for doing this. It's almost making me emotional to think about it. And hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How can a mother balance being a full-time mother, working full-time, and being a student and doing homework, having assignments, and bettering her life and her future for her and her kids, plus spending time with her son, spending time with her kids? That's what we're going to look at here. I'm going to share some tips that might be helpful if you're in a similar situation. And I want to congratulate you for taking the time, being here. Thank you. And let's help this mother and help you if you are in a similar situation to this, and give you hope if you are not in a similar situation to this, because you always think that, there's no time to better your situation, to get more education, to get more certification or qualification. We're going to help you too. Let's get into it. Looking for advice. I'm a full-time mother. I work full-time Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I leave home at 7 a.m. Monday, I take sociology class that is 3 hours from 6:15 to 9:15. Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays through Thursdays, I take a class from 6:15 to 7:45. I need at least 7 hours of study a week. Psychology assignments are due on Fridays. Sociology assignments are due typically every Monday. Okay, so that's good. You know this. You know when your assignments are due. That's good for something we're going to get into a bit later. I'm looking for tips or ideas on how to manage my schedule properly and still squeeze in one-on-one time with my son, be able at least 7 hours of study and some semblance of me time. Please help. Okay, let's do this. Let's help. So first of all, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you for taking this time. This is a big sacrifice. Parents, talk about it all the time. Parenting is a sacrifice. And to be honest, and I mean no disrespect to other parents out there, but a lot of the time it's what parents call sacrifice is just them keeping themselves stuck in a routine and the same old situation of economy, of time, of running here and there, and without actually looking for solutions to their life situation. So I want to congratulate you, this mother, and all parents out there who are taking steps to make their situation better and to better themselves, better their situation, better for the kids, and be a strong example. This is so beautiful. So the first thing I want to say is to be mindful of your energy. We're going to get into some tips for the timetable and your scheduling and all that. But the first thing, take care of your energy. If our energy keeps becoming depleted, then all the time hacks in the world will not help, because you'll have no energy to do what you need to do. The best way to raise your energy level is to get into gratitude and appreciation. And I want you to stop and look at yourself and appreciate yourself. Be grateful to yourself for being able to do this, being the type of person to take action. Not only take action, but to also ask for help, not for a specific situation like, sleeping, or, my child has tantrums or whatever. Those are valid to ask questions for too. But you're taking steps to improve your life situation. And sometimes for these big steps that we take, it's our lives, and we don't see the immense value. We don't see the courage that it takes. We don't see the gigantic feat that we are doing. And I want you to take a step back and look at yourself from an objective point of view and appreciate yourself for doing this. It's almost making me emotional to think about it. And deserves recognition, but most importantly, it deserves recognition from yourself. So take a second. And if you're in a similar situation where you are pushing yourself to the limit to get to the next level in life, in the game of life, acknowledge yourself, appreciate yourself, show gratitude for these opportunities, but also for yourself for doing this because you're an immense, a gigantic, and incredible example for your son. Now, with that being said, let's take some examples and give you some practical help that could help to manage your time. So, the first thing, do you write down your list of things to do? Like you could call it a to-do list or a task list or something like this. Do you write that down? Now, many people will say, yeah. Some people will say, I have so many things to do. I don't want to write everything down. Some people don't, and they're like, I have it in my mind. No, forget that. That's trash. It's not in your mind. Write it down because there are a few main benefits to writing it down. Number one, you see the list in front of you because if it's not written down, it can feel, number one, it can feel daunting. I have so many things to do, and then you don't know where to start. You don't know what's finished. You don't know what's half finished, and that just feels terrible when you half finish a bunch of tasks and then you get done and you feel like you're exhausted because you've done so much, but nothing is actually done. So that feels pretty terrible. So writing it down, it makes it concrete. It puts it in front of your face so you know I have this, 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 and this. And then you can start taking either the biggest things first, start with the most important things, start with the most urgent things, have an order where you start. Another reason it's so beneficial to write it down is how good it feels to cross it off, right? And then you get to the end of the day and you have things crossed off, and that way you can see and be reminded, because that's something that's good for us to do, is to be reminded about what we did today and how productive our day was. We get to the end of the day, rather than just think of the mountain of things that we have undone, we get to take a look at it and say, okay, I did this and this and this. Okay, I have a lot to do, but I've done a lot. It's these like healthy dopamine rewards, right? So that's another reason. Another thing that I've done, and it's helped me raise my energy level, is to have a win list. So I write at the end of the day, I write 3 wins that I had today. And I have this in some material in a resource list that I have. I'll put that in the description box below in a resource list. 3 wins. This is an exercise that is phenomenal. 3 wins that I accomplished today. And it could be wins like, in your case, good assignment grade. It could be wins like a place when you would have normally blown up at your son, but you kept your patience and turned that into a beautiful moment. It could be a win like you made an awesome dinner. It could be a win like you made a dinner out of it. It might not have been awesome, but it was something that you had and you shared a dinner with your son, something like that. 3 wins that you had today and 3 wins that you want tomorrow. You put it in your mind, in your subconscious as you're going to bed, and it makes it, and it feels good when you do these. Another thing you can get is one of these like big calendars, these whiteboard calendars or something, and write down a monthly plan. You could put post-it notes or color coordinate what you have to do. And that way you see the entire month on like a big picture plan. And that way it doesn't feel as daunting because at least if you have a million things to do, at least you see them in front of your face and it's not this like huge cloud that you feel like you're strangling and you're drowning in, so, but rather when you write them down, you're like, okay, like this is a ton of stuff to do, but I can manage it because I see it and I'll tack this first and that second and that third. And that way you can kind of keep a structure on what to do. Organization. It's kind of like a computer. When you clear the cache or when you organize your desktop and you organize the folders, you still have all of the documents, but it clears up some space. And also, it feels a lot better energetically when you don't see documents everywhere and it's a mess, but it's organized, right? So, a lot of it, again, is energy control, controlling your energy so you don't just see a big wall of stuff that's just you're swimming in, but you see individual tasks that are maybe color coded, that are in front of you that you can see. And another thing, it seems like your son, I don't know how old your son is, but it seems like he's kind of older. So if he sees the task board like a month calendar, like get it in whiteboard form so you can write, so you can put post-it notes or something. If he sees that, then he can maybe understand your schedule. So it's not just like, I have a million things to do. I don't have time to do this and this and this, but rather he sees it as well, right? So you're kind of like on the same page, and that can help open up time to spend the one-on-one time with him because you guys can organize it together. Anything that you can do together, as far as even if it's organizing or even if he sees your process, especially if he's older, he can help with ideas or he can help with planning, or if he's old enough, like he can plan, carpooling or ask a friend or something, and you can kind of work together, bring this and bring him into your big vision. It looks like you have a big vision and a big goal that you're working towards, right? Bring him in on that too. Welcome him into your big vision and make it a family affair. And that way, you guys together can celebrate these little micro wins and the bigger wins together for his wins and your wins. And you're kind of doing it together. Does that make sense? And the last part is you time. One thing I like to do, I like to stack things. So, for example, when I used to put my kids to bed and I had to stay in the room with them, I used that time to meditate, to focus on my breath, to focus on clearing my mind, to focus on my goals. I used that while they were going to sleep. And so that's something. Is there any way that you could stack? For example, maybe in the car or transporting to work, whether it's on a subway or a bus, or you drive there or walk there or whatever, maybe listen to some peaceful meditation music and use that to kind of center yourself. Use it to listen to personal development books, right? And use that as you time. Really stack as much as you can without overwhelming yourself. Again, if this feels overwhelming, then don't do that, because we want to take care of yourself first. But if you can use the transport time to focus on personal development, listening to audiobooks, doing meditation, getting into the present moment, then that might help clear your mind for the actual assignments that you have to do. So thank you for writing this. This was amazing. Again, I want to congratulate you again, and any parent who is out there who is in this grind to make your situation better, working towards a bigger vision. Keep at it. Keep pushing forward. You're amazing. And please reach out. I'll put some resources below. If you need help, if you need direction on what personal development material can I get, I have a list of resources below that can help a lot with that. It's a list of personal development books, podcasts, and parenting books, podcasts, Instagram channels, anything that has helped me and helped other people. They're down there for you. And also, I'm here. I know you don't have much time, but if you want to schedule a 30-minute call, I'd be happy to talk to you personally about this. Thank you. Keep up the grind. Keep taking care of yourself and keep being an amazing parent. I'll see you in the next one.